Yes, you're watching the South Australian Sports Show. Time to get to footy tips. We've brought in the master, Troy Barnes-Barnsey from Solomon's Flooring out there at Jeps Cross. 9 for 9 last week, mate. So a little bit of pressure on you. What do you think, Pop? You were a 7 for.
It's unbelievable. Yep. I took him on head to head.
Yep.
He just went bang. Got me. But the first few weeks, I thought last week was the week where there was no huge surprises. The first 3, we're starting to get a bit of a feel. I think I'm ready this week.
All right,
I think I've got
how you go. See what you got. Friday night, 7:20, Adelaide Oval. Power up against Carlton, 7 v 14th. What do you think, Barnesy?
Power by a long way.
Yeah.
By plenty?
Yeah. I'm not sure what I'm doing here because I'm actually at that game as we speak. So I think it's going to be Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide for you. All right. The Western Bulldogs are in 6th spot up against Brisbane in 15th. Saturday at Etihad.
Bulldogs for sure.
Yeah, but you know, even last week they were rocky there for a little while, but when it got tough, they found something. A couple of key players went down, and depth. We were talking about depth in the break. They've got it. They look good.
All right, just quickly, Doggies, Geelong, Crows, are that the GWS, the top 4 at the moment?
Yeah, I think Richmond are starting to get their forward line together as well. I think they've got smalls around the ball that are really starting to put pressure on in their forward line. I think they haven't been tested yet, but I think as the season goes on, they're probably the 5th one, and also Port Adelaide, I think, will come good as well.
I'm a Richmond supporter, so it's been a long time between drinks for me. It's been a hell of a long time. 1980, I was there as a 16-year-old. Standing room only, mind you. I don't get too excited with Richmond anymore, but I agree with Barnesy. They're winning games and not playing great footy. If they can start to get it together, they might surprise a few.
Oh, okay. Gold Coast in 9th spot, Adelaide in 2nd, Saturday, 4:35 at Metricon. Everyone is talking Adelaide right now, grand final team.
Yeah, they are a grand final team at this point, but it's only 4 rounds in, but they'll be even more of a grand final side after the weekend because they will belt Gold Coast up there. They'll open the floodgates early. They'll do a demolition job on them.
Jenkins back? Josh Jenkins back or not?
I don't think so.
He's got
crack there.
I'm really interested in this one. I'm more interested, not in whether Adelaide will win or lose, they'll win, but I'm interested. Well, I'm just interested in what the Gold Coast put up because they were under pressure a fortnight ago, and at least they've been, Eating the team seems to have gotten out. I reckon he'd be setting them this game as the game where they can actually get some respect, some much needed respect. So I don't think it'll be a huge margin, but I just don't think they've got the quality that Adelaide have got.
It's interesting, isn't it? Everyone talking about Adelaide as the benchmark. Now, Sydney, who would have thought? 16th spot, Greater Western Sydney in 4th, Saturday at the SCG, 7:25.
I don't know if we can put it down to injuries or the people that are out. They've got 4 coming back in. Tippett will come back in this week, obviously. We don't know. You got them and Hawthorn, and you're sitting here going, well, Sydney got a little bit more to come back in. They look a better side. I think the Sydney and Hawthorns, they can beat teams up, but they can't run with them.
Yeah.
I think the game might be a little bit faster for the bigger bodies of those 2 experienced sides.
GWS?
No, I'll go Sydney in that one.
Sydney?
Well, you know what, I'm going to go GWS, but not with a hell of a lot of confidence. I liken Sydney and GWS to Port Adelaide and the Crows. It doesn't matter where they sit in the ladder. I think you're going to get a game. But I'm going to go with GWS because I rate them.
That's good.
All right. Fremantle are in 12th, North Melbourne in 17th, Saturday at Domain.
Well, there's another one over here.
I reckon if you had to mow your lawn at some point this weekend, that'd be the time that you'd do it, wouldn't you? Hey? That'd be the time where you get a can of petrol out and get out the front for 3 hours. So, Fremantle.
Fremantle for you, Bobby.
When in doubt, back to home side.
St Kilda in 10th, Geelong are in top spot and looked very, very powerful on the weekend. Etihad, Sunday.
You'd think Geelong, and I think also St Kilda and Melbourne, everyone expects them to do something. I don't think any of those sides have shown anything like they're going to be up on the rise so far this year.
I'm with Barnesy, Geelong for me.
Who would have thought? Hawks in 18th spot. No one really knows what's going on. West Coast in 5th. They're at the MCG on Sunday. Yeah,
Sam Mitchell's struggling to get up for that game. He'll really want to get up for that game, and I reckon it would be a pretty good feeling if he walked off a winner after that.
Yeah, you have to back the West Coast. I just wonder whether Clarkson went a year too early, getting rid of Lewis and Mitchell. 1 year too. I think I can see his reasoning, but it hasn't worked.
I disagree.
Yeah,
I reckon he should have got rid of the 5 of them. Burgoyne, Gibson, Hodge. Well, we've seen everyone was critical of Chris Scott when he's got rid of his champions. Now we talk of Geelong as being, a grand final side. Okay, I like Chris Scott's theory as opposed to Alistair Clarkson's at this point. Those 3 boys are gone in the Hawk side, the big boys.
Some age in there, boys. Anyway, Richmond in 3rd spot. They play Melbourne in 8th, Monday at the MCG, 7:25.
I don't see a reason to tip against Richmond now. No. They've won me.
Yeah. This one, Essendon in 11th, Collingwood in 13th, Tuesday at the MCG at 3:20.
Anzac Day, absolutely hope Essendon put him to the sword.
Yeah.
I have absolutely. Too long he has gone on, and Eddie Maguire's back Buckley. Yeah. He needs to go, mate. They have got a good list.
Well, yeah. Well, if Essendon win this Anzac Day clash,
that's it.
There's going to be tins rattling.
And they got Carlton coming in 2 weeks after that too. So, yeah, I'd like to see it.
Barnsley's gone for Essendon. He was 9 for 9 last week. Let's see what he comes up with.
He's gone for Essendon and he's called for a coach's head. We're at round 4. He doesn't muck around. Does not muck around.
Stay with us. Still plenty to come on the show.